Hey kids, remember me? It's your old pal, Howdy Doody, and I'm here to introduce you to the great Gratu Orloff, a great friend of mine. We're here on the Gratu Orloff Christian Broadcasting Network, and it's Gratu Orloff's episode 316 or something like that. It might be 317. Don't really know, but it's it's March the 8th, 1953. No, 2021. And we're up here on the Gratu Orloff, in the Gratu Orloff Building of Trade, up here, International Building of Trade, up here on floor 7, and this is room 3 where the Silver Age comics are kept. So with no further ado, here is the great Gratu Orloff.
Why, thank you. Howdy doody. We're here in the Silver Age room, but tonight something very bizarre is happening. You know, I organized all these Silver Age comics. You saw me do it, but then I just never finished organizing all the Bronze Age comics down in room 1. And I was bothered by that, but I just couldn't take it anymore. And now it's gotten to me, and I've got to finish organizing them, but I can't do it in that other room. There's just no way. So now I'm importing something. I know it's sacrilegious, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm importing all of these Bronze Age comics into this room, and I'm going to store them over there. They'll still be separate, but I may have to move the majority of the comics into this one room, just because I can't walk around. Just them all in one place. I think that may actually have to happen. I'm not going to put them in the same boxes. Don't worry about that. That will not happen. So let's get started here. There's still a few comics that I found out there that I need to bring into here, this Boris Karloff, Tales of Mystery. Now, I was watching Captain Strangelove, and he was able to spout off the names of the people that painted these gold key covers, and I thought, well, I need to do more research, because I always say, whoever painted these covers is amazing. And he's able to say, well, I think this was done by George Wilson. And I was like, well, why do I not know who these people are? Well, see, I'm using my wife's ring light. You can really see that in the glasses. So I don't know what the lighting looks like. Last episode, I had that ring light right up on me, right up in my grill. But now it's back about 6 feet away, so it's socially distanced from me. So hopefully, because it was so close that it would start turning my whole face white, and then it would, phase back and forth. There's probably an instruction manual somewhere that I've never seen. What you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. What are you? This is Cookie Monster. What are you doing, Gratu Orloff? Why, Kalachi Monster, I'm going to be organizing comic books and things like this, and then I found this Christmas issue of Sabrina, and I have to put this in with the Christmas issues because it's part of my new OCD Kalachi Monster. Oh, I see. That's pretty fucked up. That you have to organize your comics that way, Gratu. Yeah, I know, Gratu. It just, I figure, I was just walking in to buy a Dr. Pepper earlier today, and I was thinking, I wish it was Christmas. In fact, I think tomorrow we're going to turn it completely into Christmas in this room, Kalachi Monster. We're going to bring the Christmas tree up here and turn on the lights. We're going to play Christmas music, and it's going to be Christmas in March, because this whole last year has been pretty fucked up, and only now is it becoming normal. In 2 days, they're going to take away the mask mandate, Kalachi Monster, and that we'll be able to go into stores and not have to wear masks anymore. Oh, I think that's going to be a problem. I bet a lot of stores still demand you wear your mask, and I think if you went in there without your mask, people are going to start fighting you because people are going to go, you not following the rules? You don't love people like I do? I'ma punch you out for not loving people and infecting us with your hideous gratu germs.
Yeah, I know Gratuit. I'm sorry, I know Kalachi Monster. That could be. It's going to be quite horrific. But Kalachi Monster, you come back here later in the episode, and I'll get started on my difficult, hard work. Yes. In fact, yes, Christmas. It's going to be Christmas and Halloween, 365 days a year here on the Gratu Orloff channel. That's my New Year's resolution in March. How we love this music from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. In junior high school, little did I know that someday I would own it, that it's library music, and it was be found. Ooh, this light is great, man. Ooh, this is great. I've got it right in the sweet spot now. This is Boris Karloff. Now, the future episodes, now maybe I can get to 1,000 subscribers. Now that my lighting is just right. I'm at 197. I can't seem to budge those extra 3-4 people to get over the 200 hump. I think to become a human that is paid by YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. You have to have at least 4,000 hours viewed in the last 30 days or 3 months? I think I've got that. And you have to, I guess you have to apply to be an official partner of YouTube or something like that. And then that's, I guess, when I need to actually start worrying about my cursing, because I'm sure that cursing will cause me to not be monetized too well. And one thing we need here on the Gratu Orloff Network is some money. So I'm thinking of selling some of these comics that I have duplicates of, because I keep finding, I have 3. No, I have 4 copies of this particular issue. I have no idea why I would have 4 copies of this issue. And so I may have to do that. eBay, my wife tells me eBay is not a good deal right now. They take too much of your money. So I may just one day have a bunch of comics and just say, this is a Gratu sale episode, and show some comics, and maybe someone will say, hey, I'll buy that from you. I don't know. Yeah, because when I retired, I thought, well, I'll supplement it by substitute teaching, and then you can't, do that too well without, in this days of the CV Nintino, you can't do it too well. There's old germs floating around, coming out of everybody's mouth. They're assholes. Everybody's catching the CV. Everybody's got the cooch. Everybody's got the coffee. Everybody's got the coof. Everybody walk around in the Aldis and the Tom Thumbs. They're all sick. They're spreading their germs, they're coughing, they're shit, and they wipe their asses with their fingers, and then they touch the macaroonies and the avocados, and don't give a shit because they're un-American communist sympathizers that voted for Biden. Yeah, motherfucker. Yes, indeed. Why, it's a little Abner comic book from 1950 from Oxidol Drift. Tell your friends how they can get a set of these 6 comic books. Well, I only have 1. Yeah, that's cool. It's little Abner, all right. You know, Al Cap was a real liberal. And this little Abner was a great comic strip. But he was this real ultra liberal, you know. And then by the time the 60s came around, he would make fun of hippies viciously in his comic strip. And everyone was thinking, well, Al Cap, what are you doing? I thought you were one of us. And no, he determined he was completely against hippies. In fact, he was, John Lennon was having his famous, Yoko and I are going to be sitting in a bathtub and we're going to be here to protest for peace. Their bathtub-a-thon, and then, or were they in bed? I don't remember. One of the two. And then all these celebrities would come in and they would debate John Lennon and Yoko about, how stupid in their minds that was. And Al Cap, you can see the footage online of him talking to John Lennon. And then there's Al Cap. I have the record. I need to show you more records. Al Cap on campus, where he's talking to a bunch of kids on a college campus about how stupid hippiedom is. And so anyway, he turned into this conservative mouthpiece. Over the years, he used a lot of ghost artists. He had Frazetta a long time in the 50s doing the comic strip, and he would sign it Al Cap. But Frazetta had the same kind of mind as Al Cap as far as how he drew women. And Al Cap would, he had the shmoo that looked very phallic, and he would draw, like, in trees, he would put little vaginal shapes, in a knot in a tree. He did all kinds of little subliminal things. Al Cap was a good guy, but people have different opinions of him. And then I brought these in because these need to be with my underground collections. The hell song? I don't know who this song is. It sounds like it might be copywritten. Sometimes the DJs on Gratu Radio play a song that is questionable. Anyway, it's 100% horrid. That's what I should call the Gratu Orloff program. 100% horrid. Okay, so what else we got? Or see these little, I've got a whole drawer full of these little mini digest. They're smaller than digest size, these little girly magazines. They were never pornographic. This is cheesecake stuff, and it might have been. Hell, I don't know. I wasn't alive then. I'm thinking maybe they were sold at cashiers in stores, but probably not. I don't know where you would buy these back then. But then I look at the old National Enquirers and the tabloid newspapers from the early to mid 60s and the headlines they had on them, and just to think that they were displayed in an ordinary A&P supermarket is kind of shocking. But then so is then you think about the spicy pulps in the 30s, how those were on newsstands, and some of those were pretty extreme. Okay, what are we looking at here today? I've moved what I've done is I've moved 3 boxes from the other room in to look at them. And I think these are already alphabetized, but the problem is I think everything's alphabetized. But like I might have 2 boxes where the W's are alphabetized, and I have to combine them. So until I do that, like say Wonder Woman, I won't know exactly what Wonder Woman issues I have until I combine the 2 boxes. So let's see what we got here. This one, well, it doesn't matter what's marked. I don't know what's in here. This is a W box. I wonder if I've already been through these with you guys. But maybe, probably. I don't know if we have or not. It doesn't matter. We didn't have this kind of lighting then. Here's this vigilante comic. I think it was, let me turn the sound back up. Yeah, see, a lot of times in this rack, the comics here are just for display. So, like, I put this Avengers comic here because the top of it looks okay. The bottom is very obviously badly water damaged, but on a comic rack, just I view the comics on the rack as just props. So, like, this is a fake comic from Toys R Us. So it goes there, and then the X-Men comic below it is not a real comic book. It's well, it's a real. it's a figment of your imagination. No, this is a replica that was sold through the JCPenney catalog as a bundle in the 90s. I don't know. It could have been the early 2000s. So it has the price. It looks exactly identical to the original comic from the front. The only thing different are the ads or modern day commercials for whatever shit people buy nowadays, as opposed to the cool things that people bought back then. Let's see what we got here. Vigilante. I remember the comic book existing. I remember there being a controversy that maybe it wasn't appropriate for kids, but I don't even remember reading it. And so maybe you can tell me what you thought of it down below. I don't know. I've got like this, I remember some things, I don't remember others, and then I see these shows where these people have encyclopedic memories. They remember everything, and to the smallest minutia in these comics, and I've forgotten a lot. I watch these shows with Eric Breen and these other guys talking about comics, and I think, I don't think I'd ever could I actually engage in a discussion with people like this? Well, I don't remember all that, guys. I just I don't know. Here's this comic, Wanted. It reprinted like Silver Age stuff. It's Wanted, the world's most dangerous villains, and they just reprinted little short stories from these old. I'm not sure if I like that ring light or not, guys. You tell me. Because now the ring light's going to reflect and see, look at that. Ugh. I have to hold it at just the right angle, I guess. Maybe that light's supposed to be even farther away. How far do you guys keep your ring light? I don't know. The world may never know. This one is Solomon Grundy and Masterman. You know they're a badass when they have a skull and crossbones on their chest. And when they throw, they just, that train comes awfully close to that mansion. You just throw someone off the balcony and they go right on the tracks. Very convenient for supervillains to have their mansions that close to train tracks. Dr. Clever, he's the villain for Johnny Quick. And Dr. Glisten, so this is probably Golden Age reprints. And this is the early 20th century era, so this is the era for DC and Marvel when horror kind of took over, which is probably why they have a whole comic devoted to the villains, because even the superhero comics in that era started to look like horror comics on the covers. And I used to buy this comic, The Wacky Adventures of Cracky, which is what they should call Hunter Biden's exploits. But he's apparently like some little mascot for Gold Key Comics. Cracky. He was the character from their. They put out some monthly joke book in their line. Yeah, Wacky Adventures of Cracky. Yeah, there's another one. I guess I thought he was a cool-looking character. I don't know. I have a bunch of other War is Hells, but they're in some other W box, which I'm going to find, and we're going to combine them right here on the Gratuorla show over the next several episodes. This cannot stand, because I don't know what I own and what I don't own. Here's The Power of Warlock, number 2. Number 2. Number 5. It's The Man Called Doom. Dr. Doom is in his civilian garb, I guess. Look at that. Bought at the newsstand of a Army Air Force Exchange Service PX. Not by me. But some other human who also must have had a parent who was in the Army or Air Force, maybe. Or it was actually bought by a serviceman, which is probably what they thought when they put. See, this has one of those. You hear about these little supplements. Ooh, this is a cool corgi ad. I never knew how to pronounce corgi. When I was a kid, I said corgi. I didn't know it was a dog. I never heard anyone pronounce it. Then years later, I guess I'm in my probably 20s, and there's this British girl that used to hang out with our crowd, and I mentioned those little, my corgi. I call it corgi Batmobile, my little. Because they made these little vehicles from TV shows like UFO and Thunderbirds, and they made an Enterprise and stuff. And I said, she just laughed at me and said, "Oh, that's pronounced corgi, you stupid American." It was embarrassing, Oh, what else did I say? I said there was the word I mispronounced once. Because, she owns the language because she's from the mother country. What was the fucking thing? She watches I doubt she watches my show. She did. She'd be already turned off by my joke about Hunter Biden because ultra liberal. What was it? What is that damn word? Respite. I'd seen the word respite. I said respite. I didn't know how to pronounce it, and Jesus, thought I was such a fool. Anyway, this is what they call. It's a little supplement, a glossy supplement, 4 pages in the center of the comic, and it was done in the comics that were put on sale at the PXs, and they call it it's a particular diamond company. What the fuck is it? This one is not the same company as most of them. It's a certain company called Crown. They always have something jewelers variant. They always call them Crown Jewelers. I don't know, because this one is National Diamond Sales, so it's different. And usually it's 4 pages showing rings, because they figured, well, these young servicemen, maybe they've got sweethearts and they want to get married, or they're deployed overseas and their sweethearts back home, and here they're reading this comic book because they're so bored on a Friday night. We're gonna give them some options of rings they can buy so they can propose and no longer be someone that reads about the Man Called Doom on Friday night. But this one actually has like negligees, like what the I've never seen this in a comic before. It's like damn. Thoughtful gifts of love for birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, and any occasion, or no occasion at all. Thrill someone you love. Shop by mail the easy way wherever you are. It's the California Gift Center. And then this has like 3 different companies. And then at the beginning of the thing, it's train for a great
career as a police officer or detective. And you can interrogate women like this. Free schooling. Watch live now, Silver Age Dave. Silver Age Dave is live right now and I'm missing it. Ah, rats. I hate that. See, I'm recording on my phone. I get all the little things popping up at the top. Oh, is this the same Dr. Doom? That's what I was wondering. Or is it some other... Why is he not wearing his cloak? Or is it from another universe? I don't remember. But Eric Breen would know. And that's why I'm embarrassed. Let's see here. Professor Von Doom checks. Yeah, it's Professor Von Doom. Mr. President, Von Doom here. He's talking to the President of the U.S. Yeah, but is it the same Von Doom or is it someone from another universe? Because, you know, like on Superman and Lois right now, they've got a Lex Luthor from another Earth where Lex Luthor is African American. Okay. So, anyway, I watched the second episode and it was good. The show hasn't... this one is a childhood copy. The other two weren't. This is the first Warlock I ever bought. And I just thought, wow, that looks cool. I didn't really understand who Warlock was, and I hadn't read this yet, you know. I have this issue, but this is not real. Again, this is a replica from JCPenney, which is why it's in the rack. My real, I've got a lot of the Fantastic Fours. I don't have the first issues, obviously, but I got a lot of the 60s, you know, Kirby run. Just missing a few issues, so Captain Strangelove was talking about selling his Fantastic Fours, and if you do that, maybe I'll give you a little list of a couple issues I'm missing, and maybe, you know, I pay you fair market for those, whatever, or whatever you're planning to do. Maybe you're thinking of selling them as a lot to somebody, in which case, yeah, it just has cool artwork in here, man. Because Fantastic Four is like, that's like my favorite thing in the world. There's a little pinball shirt. Yeah, a trollish tale. Born to be Earth's man of the future, then forced to abandon his native planet because of his alien ways, he wanders the stars seeking life. Gifted with ultra strength, paranormal reflexes, and perceptions, the power of levitation, and the curse of a vampire soul gem, he stands uniquely alone among the heavens. A vampire soul gem. I gotta reread these Warlocks. I need to get a complete run or some book that reprints all of them, so I know what's going on. I think James Gunn plans to bring Warlock in, because, I mean, he introduces the character at the end of the last Guardians of the Galaxy, but I think it's going to be 3 years before there's another Guardians of the Galaxy. By then, this house will be paid off. You see, I retired, and I thought I would have this extra income. Now, we pay about, I've got this reverse, what do you call it? Not reverse, home equity loan. No, I never do that reverse shit. It's a home equity loan, and we still owe about $20,000. Stupidest mistake in my life, and that'll be paid off summer of 2023, and then we'll have like an extra almost $800 a month, and things won't be this difficult.
And then supposedly we're going to be getting 2 people times $1,400 would be $2,800 for the COOF reimbursement plan. They're going to give us some money because they feel sorry after they infected us, or allowed another country to. That's all a conspiracy. Don't believe that. So anyway, but then that we still owe $2,400 property tax. We like $4,400 property tax. I paid the first half, and I got to pay the other half by the end of June. So most of that money from them will go to that, and then I think we're getting $500 back from the we did our taxes. So that'll help a little bit. Then, but I've got to get some extra income coming. I thought I could sell stuff, or maybe I could paint some pictures. And then maybe I could sell. I could maybe do some custom drawings or paintings and sell them to people that watch my show, or because I could not wear a mask for 8 hours. I could not do it. I couldn't physically do it. My health has gone down a little bit in the last year sitting idle. And my wife, I've got to get her, she needs to go to several, she needs to, I need to get her to a couple of doctors. So I gotta raise some money. Maybe I could, I don't know. I thought maybe I could have a Patreon, because some of these people on YouTube, look at my Patreon down below and donate to it and help me continue to produce content. If I have some money, then I can continue to give you regular content on a regular basis. Here's Warlock 15. And my wife says, no, that's crass and base. You don't want to do that shit, because then everyone will hate you. Everyone's hated me my entire life. I don't know. Patreon. I don't even know how that works. But I wish this thing, I could, even if I got this thing monetized, I hear you just get like $30 a month. That's basically money to, like gas money. No, it's not even gas money. I just filled up my tank, and yes, as I thought, it went way up thanks to old. This is a comic I've had since I was a kid. Oh damn! I thought it was a color break. I thought, oh shit, this comic's folded, but no, it's just a little stick that the skeleton's holding. I thought the comic had look at that from a distance, looks like a color break. That's what they call it now, and everyone calls them color breaks. See, for those of you new to comics, which is probably none of you, when this shit here, I'll show you. What is this? Oh, it's a bunch of people trying to sound like the Birds, is what it is. On a comic rack. Okay. See, can you see? No, you can't. Okay, see, this is, because you might be too, I know that you know what I'm talking about, but there might be somebody that's 10, 15, 20 years younger that doesn't understand the dynamics of this. Comics, you can't see. I'll put it up here. Okay, so comics would sit like this on the rack, and it would come right here. Right here is where the metal is. Now, these comic racks were filled with comics, and they weren't, like if X-Men was here, very unlikely that the whole thing is going to be all X-Men, because usually there were a bunch of comics mixed in. And so kids would fold the comics down to look back behind. Especially if they're short, kids are short, and these racks are tall. You'd have to fold the comics down. So therefore, you get these things here. Unless you just get to the rack right when the comics were put out, and you're lucky, and then you don't get that. The other thing you'd get is from bright lights like this fucking fluorescent light here. A lot of these comic book racks were put right in the window of the 7-Eleven or Stop and Go or Mr. M or whatever the rest of
the convenience store was. And then they get the brunt of the summer sun. And unless you lived in a dark, miserable, cloudy place, the comics would get bleached and sun faded, which is why you get variations of color brightness. And sometimes that comes from the factory, but that happens. I probably should go look at Silver Age Dave's show while he's live on the air. And did I just show you this one? It's a 1971. Isn't that cool? Weird Mystery Tales. It's cooler when they had weird in giant letters. This is number 8. This is 11. What number is this? Oh, this was 4. It has the demon or monster on the back too. Oh, he's sitting on this. Is he sitting on this guy's face? I think he's like got his ass on this guy's face. It can't be. Yeah, it looks like he's sitting on his face, man. What were you thinking, Bernie Wrightson, back in 1971? I've never noticed that before. Here's number 11. I may call it quits here and then come right back with another episode. Because I when I see someone's live, I kind of want to go see what are they showing. I'll finish the Weird Mystery Tales. Here's 12. But I have a feeling I have more of these in another box. And again, I can't even afford to get bags and boards. But maybe if I did like a Patreon account, then I could. I don't know. I gotta find some job. I thought maybe. There's a local comic store I frequent. And I thought, well, I can ask him, hey, could you guys have a job where I could just sit in the back of your warehouse and just grade and bag comics and you know. And I thought, well, because that's kind of what I do here for free on the Garage War Love channel. Because, you know, I've been doing this since collecting comics since 1970, and I thought, well, maybe I could ask the owner seems like a really nice guy. And then I was there about a month or so ago, a couple months ago, and I overheard some of the employees talking. And they were just kind of talking about this other employee and how they kind of didn't like him and how weird he was. And I thought, oh, man, if I get a job there, it'll be like going back to high school. They'll probably be talking about me. And it's like, I thought, boy, that's not cool. They're just sitting there in front of customers talking about another person. They just figure I can't hear them, I can't. And I thought, well, I don't know about these people. I probably should say no more about that. I guess it might be very obvious what store I'm talking about because I don't go to too many. Weird War. Yes, Weird War. I loved Weird War. And you know, when the Ramones were interviewed, they all agreed that this is the best comic book on the stands. So Weird War is the favorite. And this is not all my Weird Wars because I'm missing a lot. Where's the Weird Wars with the Monster Team? There's this one key, not key, but key to me, Weird War where I remember my father picked it up and was reading it. And I remember that, it's like a voodoo cover. Yeah, see, that's what I've got to do. This is not my complete. That's not all my Weird Wars and Weird Mystery Tales. Some are in another box. I got to combine them. Anyway, I'll tell you what. I'm going to close this episode out here and see what Silver Age Dave is up to, and then I will return and put up another amazing episode later on in about an hour. You sing, you.